Hey, it's Josh and Chantel, and this is Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. It's a replay of today's full show.
It's Monday, January 27th. On today's show, I need some cold cranking amps.
Yeah, your car would not start this morning, so I get to be your personal chauffeur.
Lucky you.
Yay.
The Super Bowl has been decided, and no one is super excited.
I don't know. I've been scrolling through some people are
There
excited.
are some people that are excited, but whoopie-doo, I'm not excited, and I'm the only one that matters. We get recognized in Salt Lake City this weekend.
Hi, Terry from Menan.
Yeah. I'm a passenger princess.
Look at you,
I
all
love
tucked away, warm, snuggled up, eyes shut, thinking I don't notice. Why does your mouth stay open like that, though?
How did it stay open?
Like that?
Because I'm a mouth breather.
I guess so. Ugh.
We got our film developed, and some of the pictures are great. Some garbage.
Yeah, most garbage.
garbage.
A couple dozen we kept.
We revisit our childhood imaginations.
Yes, yeah, I'm a civil engineer. What are you?
A performer.
Ooh, look at you.
You can grow grapes in East Idaho.
True fact.
And we will be this summer.
I hope so.
We did not dine and dash.
No, I actually pay the bills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking care of that.
Yep.
We ate too spicy chicken.
You say too spicy.
Too spicy.
It was so good. Are you having it for lunch today, your leftovers?
Yeah.
Yeah, too spicy, 2 days in a row. What is
That's what I'll be doing.
Oh, okay.
Our daughter is an artist.
Yes, and she has value.
She does have value. Some things that make us irrationally angry.
Yeah.
And an earthquake hit Maine this morning.
Yeah, they'd be shaking in their boots in the Northeast. Thanks for checking out the show. We hope you'll subscribe wherever you're listening and rate the show so other people can find it. You can find us on socials. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search for Wake Up Classy 97 everywhere.
Everywhere. Here's today's show.
Well, hi there.
Well, hello.
What's going on?
Nothing. What's going on with you?
It's the morning,
Yeah.
and that's
That's what's going on with
that's
you?
what's going on with me.
It's cold.
It's super cold, which was weird. Your car would not start this morning.
No.
And so you rode with me, which is totally cool. I'm going to chauffeur you around today.
Okay.
So
I just need to be chauffeured 2 places.
1, 2?
2 places.
Okay. All right. No big deal.
To
We'll
my
make that happen.
other job and to my home.
Okay. We'll make that work.
Thanks, Josh.
Somehow, some way.
Thanks, Josh.
But pretty cold this morning. Into the negatives, single digits, not bad. Wind chill, of course, a factor. And if you have a little car with a real old battery in it,
Why is
just doesn't want to start.
Well, old? Is it really old? My battery?
Well, we haven't replaced it since we've owned that car,
Okay.
which has been quite a few years, at least 10 or 11 years. So
yeah,
it's
pretty-
just tired.
It's pretty old.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the total life of a battery, but it could be the original for all we know, because we bought it pre-owned. We didn't buy it new.
It's an OG battery.
What?
Oh, it's an OG battery.
Yeah. Now it's just not wanting to start in the cold, especially. It takes more what they call cold cranking amps.
What? Is that a thing?
Yep.
Cold cranking amps?
Cold cranking amps. You got to have a whole bunch of those in order to get your battery to start your car.
That is a real thing.
I know. And it's important because if you have a cold climate like we do, you want those cold cranking amps.
CCA is what they call it.
Sure. Cold
It's a
cranking
rating
amps.
system that measures the number of amps a battery can produce for 30 seconds at 0 degrees Fahrenheit
Yeah.
while maintaining a voltage of at least 7.2 volts. Wow.
Yeah, you got to have more cold cranking amps in your battery. It's too weak.
Yeah, that's true about my personal self, too.
I need some cold cranking amps. Is that what you're saying?
Cold
I
cranking
see.
amps.
Yeah, well, I don't know where you get them, but sure.
Cold cranking amp store.
Yeah, they don't just have like what you need to do is recharge. That's what you do. You either replace the battery,
Well,
or I'm going to try and just hook the charger up to it. Is what I'm going to do, and it'll probably be fine, and we'll be able to go forward from there.
because batteries are not cheap.
No, they are not.
I hate spending my money on dumb stuff.
Like cold cranking amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well,
Somebody else should have to pay for this.
Who?
Oh, no.
The Cold Cranking Amp Donation Fund?
Yes.
The CCADF? It's not a thing. But nonetheless, that's what's going on. What do you have happening on your side of the board today?
I was looking at cold cranking amps, and am I supposed to have something?
No, I just didn't know what was happening. I can't see on the other side, so I just thought I'd check in on you.
No, I'm just here.
Super.
Just on a Monday.
All right. Well, good morning. It's Josh and Chantel. Are you ready for some football?
No, I am not.
Let's go.
Nope.
Super Bowl.
I'm done with the NFL. I am over it, and they're gonna miss my viewership. They are.
There's a lot of people. I was actually looking at some stuff this morning, and somebody said it's a good thing that I enjoyed the football season because the postseason has been awful.
Yeah, it really has.
And then there's a whole bunch of people showing a whole bunch of different clips and videos of things from the game with the Chiefs last night, saying this is clearly cheating, or the refs are involved. There's so much of that going on all over the internet today. There's a lot of disappointed people. There's a map of the country.
Yeah.
It's all gray, and then there's the Kansas City logo over Kansas City, and there's the Eagles logo over Philadelphia. And it says folks who are rooting for each team across the country, and gray is
everybody
anything but the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We got invited to a Super Bowl party before we knew who was going to the Super Bowl. I said, call him right now. It's your cousin. I said, call him right now. Tell him we're coming to the party, but I'm not watching that game.
I told him.
And?
He replied.
What'd he say?
I can't remember. I'm unprepared.
We've already seen this game. And guess what? This game was boring last time they played. And I really like Saquon Barkley, but come on. I am so tired. Are you ready for this hot take?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am tired of everybody thinking that Mahomes is like amazing, because I have seen a lot of quarterbacks that have performed so much better than that guy.
The commentators were miserable about him.
Joe Burrow has way better stats than that guy.
I know.
Lamar Jackson.
I know.
I mean, come on.
Mahomes isn't even in the MVP running this year.
He's not even nominated because he's performed so poorly.
But, whatever. No one in football does it like him, and he's the gold standard. That's what I heard last night, and then I went, here's what I said. I said, Chantel said we're good for a party, but she doesn't want to watch the game. And he LOL'd, and then he said, she's just feeling what everyone else in America is feeling.
Yeah.
And then he said, let's go Philly, because if you have to pick.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm going Philly because I do like Saquon Barkley and I do like Jalen Hurts.
Right.
So I just didn't want to watch that game again. We've already seen this game.
I know.
So cool. Football is
but I'm good for a party. Well, that's a couple of weeks away. You got Pro Bowl would be this weekend, and then next weekend will be the Super Bowl. Oh, boy.
Whoopie-doo.
Whoopie-doo.
Whoopity-doo-dah day.
You're excited.
No one cares about your little
For chips and queso. You're excited for chips and queso.
I do like snacks.
Yeah.
I'll show up for the snacks.
I'm making a bowl of buffalo dip.
Do you already know what you're going to make?
Yeah, I've been requested to make an abundance of buffalo dip.
See, and we've made buffalo dip so much that I'm kind of over it.
Right, but I quit. I haven't made it in a few holidays sequentially, and now people are like, "When's that coming back?" So I gotta make that.
What should I make?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Something else.
Something that I can cry into.
Oh, come on. Well, I've got two stories. I'll save one just for tomorrow or whatever. But this story for today is pretty cool. Baseball card collectors for the past couple of months have been buzzing about this one-of-a-kind autographed card from superstar pitcher Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Never even heard of that.
The Pittsburgh Pirates?
Him. I meant
Paul
to say-
Skeens.
Yeah.
It's because you don't follow baseball.
Actually, I have never heard of the Pirates either.
Well, that's the Pittsburgh baseball team, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
The card was in a pack out there somewhere, and collectors have been opening these packs hoping to find this one-of-a-kind autographed card that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. An 11-year-old boy from Los Angeles found the card on Christmas Day.
Where'd he find it?
It was a Christmas gift. He opened it up, and he pulled. He opened up his pack of cards and pulled out the card on Christmas Day.
Okay.
The Pittsburgh Pirates team found out about it, and they were hoping to make a trade for the card. So they offered this 11-year-old boy 2 season tickets for 30 years.
Whoa.
In exchange for the
But
card.
they're in Pittsburgh.
That's correct.
So he'd have to go.
And he's in Los Angeles.
It's a terrible trade. Don't make that trade.
Along with a meeting with Paul Skeens.
Don't make that trade. How is he going to go to Pittsburgh all the time? He's 11 years old.
He turned down the offer.
Good. Good for that kid. That's a terrible trade.
He turned down the offer, and instead, he plans to put the card up for auction, and he is going to donate the proceeds to those impacted by the wildfires in Los Angeles.
Oh, what's his name?
I don't have his name. He's 11. So the card is believed to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, you'll remember.
Yeah.
So that's a big gift from an 11-year-old boy with a big heart.
Yeah.
And the chairman of the Pittsburgh Pirates, his name is Bob, he was touched when he learned about the boy's decision, and he wants to do something to celebrate. So
This better be a good offer, Bob.
He said, we couldn't be happier for this young baseball fan and his family. Reading his story on how he pulled the card on Christmas morning, what a magical moment. He said, the family bond is what baseball is all about, and I'd love to host him and his family and follow through with a meet and greet with Paul and his teammates, either here in Pittsburgh or when we travel to L.A.
Look at that. Look at that.
So no 2 season tickets for 30 years. Look, he's 11 now. Over the next 30 years, he'll be in his early 40s.
Yes.
He could potentially travel, but
still, that's
But he also might not even be a Pirates fan.
Exactly.
You know?
And
he might totally just be a Dodgers fan.
That's true. Or a Cubs fan. Does it though?
Chicago?
Baseball team, I know.
He lives in L.A.
I know.
There's a good chance he's a Dodgers fan. Or are the
or
Angels still?
Fan.
No, that's in New York.
I know, but those are popular teams. Listen, or Padres. That's in San Diego.
That's close. Yeah, that's close. I mean, look.
Okay, but listen, he would still have to pay for travel to get to Pittsburgh to see the season games.
Sure.
So it's not beneficial to him.
Unless he went to school there in college or something.
Who gave him the card for Christmas?
Family. I don't know. Santa? I have no idea.
Wow, this was a wild ride story.
Anyway, it's good news to get you going. Of all the places in the whole wide world to be sort of
recognized.
Is the word recognized? Is that the proper thing?
We weren't necessarily recognized. It was.
I mean, yes and no. Let's go back. Let's rewind. Over the weekend, we traveled to Salt Lake City, and we were checking out a show while we were there. We were staying with some friends, and some other friends came from the Boise area. So we had this whole group of us, and we're in Salt Lake City, and we're at the show. And our Utah friends started talking to the people that were sitting next to us, and along the way found out that they were from East Idaho. And then said, oh, well, you might know these two because, in a joking way, they're famous. They're famous radio people. And the guy sitting next to me, Josh, he said, what is your name? And you introduced yourself and said, oh, I'm Chantel. And he interrupted and said, and you're Josh. You're Josh and Chantel. My mom, who, by the way, hi, Terry.
Hi,
in
Terry.
Menan. Hi,
from
Terry.
Menan.
Hi, Terry in Menan. My mom listens to you guys every day. She loves your show. Your 2-Scoop Sally.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Which is great. because that's an old story.
That's a fantastic story.
It is it's about ice cream.
Yeah, it's about how Chantel is into ice cream. 2 scoops at a time.
You know 2 Scoop Sally.
Yeah.
You know about 2 Scoop Sally.
Ain't that something?
That was something.
It's just wild. I mean, you sort of, I guess if someone were to recognize you out in public and say hi or whatever, you'd expect that in the towns we live and work in, right?
Yeah.
In our own community. But you're in another state, you're completely detached, and then you go, oh, hey, I know who you are.
And then from then on, it was like a mad rush to get our autograph.
No, it was not.
We were like, please,
no,
we're like everybody else. We're just trying to enjoy the show.
No.
Settle down.
None of that happened.
None of that happened.
We did, however, take a picture with Josh that he sent to his mom, and she said, are you kidding? Which I think is fantastic. So, hello again. Good morning, Terry and Menan.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks
nice
for
to meet.
listening.
It was nice to meet your son,
It
Josh.
was very nice to meet your son.
And it was unexpected, and that was cool. So, anyway,
It's
always fun.
Of all the people to be sitting by somebody from East Idaho.
I know, we're in a giant theater, and there's
city.
Tons of people. Yeah, just so random. And you purchase your tickets online. You have no idea who you're going to be sitting next to. Such a small little thing that happens. It's pretty cool. So
it's cool.
Anyway, you just never know. But hey, if you do see us out and about, don't worry about saying hi. You can. We're totally okay with hey, how are you? That's fine. All right.
Even if you're like, I hate your show.
Yeah.
You guys are annoying.
Yeah.
I can't stand the way you laugh.
I mean, don't say that.
You can say it. You have freedom of speech. But
Also, you went back to the laugh thing.
I know.
We've really got to go through therapy on that one. One guy in the history of your entire life, you're over 40, one dude told you one time that he didn't like your laugh, and that is hooked into you.
It's wedged.
You've had multiple people go, what are you, crazy? I love your energy. I love your laugh. But that one doesn't stick.
No.
It's the one dude in your entire 40 some odd years of life. That one sticks.
Yeah.
We really got to work that one out.
All right. I'll talk
Put
about it.
that away.
I'll tell my therapist about it this week.
Holy cow, that's a wild one. How is that stuck?
I don't know.
Get it out of there.
All right.
Man.
Jeez
man.
Louise.
That one is rooted.
I know.
You got a crabgrass in your compliment garden. Get it out of there. By the root.
That was a good visual representation.
Weed it out.
My compliment garden.
Yeah. Your compliment garden is full of flowers. You got that one crabgrass, and you just keep looking at it.
I don't know if it's full of flowers.
That's what compliments are.
No, I know, but that it's not full of flowers, which means I could use more of them.
Huh.
You know how when you have a baby and the baby's not sleeping.
All right. Oh, okay.
And you go,
sure.
I can't. The only way to get this baby to sleep is if I put him in the car ride.
Right. I'm going to put the baby in the car seat. I'm going to go put the car seat in the car. We're going to go for a drive till the baby falls asleep. And then we're going to carefully take the baby out of the car.
Yeah, the rocking of the car. And
sure. I was going to ask, how's my little passenger princess doing this morning? Did you go out and kill your car battery so that you didn't have to drive to work this morning so you could continue to be a passenger?
Listen. I always offer to drive. I don't mind driving. I always offer to drive. But you say that you get bored when you're the passenger.
Oh, terrible.
Exactly.
I hate being a passenger.
Exactly. I don't hate being the passenger, but don't give me grief because I get bored and then I close my eyes and fall asleep.
That's not what I'm giving you grief about.
What are you giving me grief about then?
Just about how cuddly it looked, you were sleeping.
It was not cuddly. My neck was kind of sore.
Yeah, you should have packed a pillow.
I wish I had packed one of those neck pillows. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good look. Look, I understand. It has function, like when you have to sit up in an airplane.
Yeah.
And you need your neck supported, but there's got to be a newer way. There's got to be another way to make that pillow
come
not
up
look
with
like
something.
That. It's just awful looking.
Okay, here's what I could feel myself kind of like my eyes were getting heavy.
Yeah.
And I don't like to fall asleep because I like to keep you company because I know the drives take a long time to Salt Lake City and it's boring. It's a boring drive. We were listening to a podcast.
Yeah, which was fine.
And I like to keep you
good.
company. So I feel bad falling asleep. I'm ready to be on hand if you need a snack.
You woke up and said, "We're already at Malad?" I said, yeah.
I didn't realize I had been asleep that long.
It's been a long time. We're already at Malad? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had my sunglasses on.
Oh,
I was
I
like,
know.
oh, he's not going to notice.
I can see
just
through the side of them.
close my eyes.
I was very aware that you were asleep. You were out.
But if I position myself in a way,
But
I could hide the side of my eyes.
you'd had a real sleep-in kind of morning, and you'd had breakfast and lunch, and we'd done a little bit of running around.
The sun was shining just a little bit through my window.
Sure.
And I went, this car is just swaying ever so gently.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Just
We're in
take
Malad?
How long do you think I had fallen asleep?
Oh, probably an hour.
No.
Yes. It was probably an hour.
Sorry about that.
Why? It's fine. I was fine. It's when it's at night that it's the worst. Like if it's later in the evening or whatever and we're on a drive and it's like everybody in the car is tired, I hate that.
Yeah.
The kids are asleep in the back, you're nodding off on the passenger seat. And then I'm like, "Oh no. I got to drive. Drive." Oh. That's the worst.
I really do try to stay awake because I know that it's boring. So I try to stay awake to keep you company.
Yeah.
Be your beck and call girl.
Make sure my
do you
eyes
need
aren't
some snacks?
shutting
Do you
from
need
the
a
side.
drink of water?
Yeah. I can reach all of that.
No, you couldn't.
Well, not the snacks. Those were in the back.
Yeah.
But if we were on a serious trip, I would have been more prepared to have snacks at the ready. But it's fine. I was good. We'd had lunch. I was fine. I had my water. Finished that. It
You
was
had the
great.
podcast.
I was just fine. I didn't mind. You were sleeping. It was cool. There have been times when I've been like not cool with it, but I didn't mind yesterday. That was fine.
You've been not cool with it.
Yeah. There have been times where I've been
cool.
like, "Hey, come on now. No sleeping on the job."
I can't help it. The car is swaying just so.
I know. And you were like a baby.
The sound of the gravel.
The sound of the gravel.
Not the gravel,
Yeah,
but the pavement.
Oh, speaking of which, I got to get that rock chip fixed.
You do.
Oh, that made me angry.
You
That's
just
my
got one
second
fixed.
one. I know. I got one fixed on Friday, right? Thursday or Friday. And then I got another one on the way home. Oh, man, I hate the rock chips. I got to go get that thing fixed.
That's a big one, too.
No, I'm not.
I'm surprised it didn't crack more of your windshield because it was so cold.
I'm super not excited about that. I forgot about that till just now. I don't want that thing to split.
It's going to split because it's real cold.
Well, it has to do with defrost and everything else. So we'll see. I just got to be careful. I got to get that thing filled like right now.
To go today.
I will.
But not before you have to pick me up because you're my chauffeur, remember?
Oh, that's right. I have chores. A couple of weeks ago, we sent some film off to be developed, and we finally picked up the pictures.
Yeah, we did.
And?
I would say we had 10 rolls of film that we got developed. I would say there was probably one solid roll of film
That we kept.
we kept.
Because so many of the pictures were people we didn't even know.
Yeah, people we didn't recognize.
Or like I had some pictures in there from the late 90s and early 2000s that I was like, what am I ever going to do with this? I have no idea what to do with this. So, and there were like pictures of clouds and mountains and like weird stuff.
I had pictures
thumbprints
of a visit to the zoo. So
Yeah.
there were lots of pictures of some of the animals. And I went, I don't need this.
Yeah, far away, distant pictures of a giraffe. Anyway, it was interesting to see the photos that we did have. And then we found like a treasure chest of stuff that we were like, no way. It was funny because we went to dinner. This was
Friday?
Thursday
Saturday,
or Friday? Thursday or Friday. And we were eating dinner with the kids and we were thumbing through the pictures. And one of, or I guess a couple of them, had some pictures of us like right after we'd gotten engaged. And there was like pictures of us in like old apartments that we had like lived in. It's so weird.
Yeah,
There's some really old photos of us from like 2003.
It had to have been 2003
Right.
or early 2004.
That's
which
crazy.
I love because we don't have a lot of pictures of us early. We don't have a lot of early Josh and Chantel
because
pictures.
we didn't have digital cameras. We still had film cameras, and we were asking ourselves, like, there's got to be pictures of us somewhere. But we found a few of them, and we look like babies.
We were babies.
Holy cow. 20-some-odd years ago. Looking like, 21 years ago.
I loved it.
21 years ago.
There was a roll of film in there that was yours that had, it was hard to see, but you said, I think that's my ex-girlfriend. And then a couple of pictures later.
Overexposed.
A picture of me. So you had in that same roll of film.
Well, that's
two
the
different
thing about
girlfriends.
film, isn't it? Like you would take pictures and you wouldn't use them all, but you'd still have your camera laying around. You'd be like, "Oh, I want to take a picture." Wind, snap. They could be right next to each other, but the amount of time between those two photos could be years. Who knows?
Years.
Oh, come on. They were years. Years between, I tell you.
Did you secretly keep that overdeveloped picture of your ex-girlfriend?
The one that was all grainy and you couldn't tell. Yeah, no, I did not. It's not there anymore.
Okay,
that one is in the garbage.
Oh.
What am I going to do with a grainy, terribly light exposed piece of film? We did get a CD with every single roll, so I do still have. I could do reprints.
You have access.
I could do reprints of that terrible photo.
It was kind of pricey to spend money on pictures that we threw half of them away.
More than half. Ooh. Yeah. I would say if you're going to develop film, just know that it's going to cost you about $16 a roll. Yeah. If you're going to be developing film. That's on average what we got.
It was worth it. I will say it was worth it because...
Yeah, unlocking the memories we did.
There were some pictures that we had never seen before and some old pictures of us, and that was fun. Oh, there was also some pictures of me pregnant with Beck.
I know.
I'd never seen those pictures
20-year-old photos.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
Anyway, that's the update. We did get the film developed. We got it back. We did have some pictures on the rolls that were worth saving. And I'm sure at some point, some of those little tiny baby faces of ours will make it on the internet somehow, some way. And you'll be able to see a couple of those. But weird. It'll be one of those like how it started, how it's going kind of things.
Going great.
Hey.
This is an interesting question that I want to ask you.
Okay.
When you were a kid, who or what did you pretend to be when you were playing pretend?
Oh, interesting. I was a civil engineer a lot, and I built a lot of cities.
Okay.
In the dirt for my cars.
For your Matchbox cars?
I had a lot of that going on. I'm trying to think. Like imagination-wise, I'm trying to remember like where I was. A lot of like, let's play war, which was just with the neighborhood kids, and you'd divide into teams or capture the flag type stuff, and run around and do that.
I played a lot of teacher stuff.
Okay,
and so I had a closet, and they were just made of wood. It was just one of those rolling, like what we have now. So it's just a wooden closet door. But I used that as my chalkboard. Oh. But because I knew my mom didn't want me to do that, I would just hide the one chalkboard behind the other door so she couldn't see.
Until both doors were shut on the closet and one's exposed.
Yeah, but that didn't happen for a long time. And then when she finally did see, she was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "This is my chalkboard.
I'm teaching class."
Yeah, this is very important stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the principal walked in. We're in the middle of class. Excuse me. I'm teaching here.
I always loved like driving to school too. Like as
driving
a
was a
teacher?
thing. Yeah, and I don't know that it was necessary. Like that was a big thing. I know our kids did all the time. They would put chairs.
That's what I did. I taught them to do that because that's what I love to do.
Like 4 chairs is a car.
Yeah, you put the kitchen table chairs in a line in the kitchen, and then you would drive.
Right.
And then I would put my kids in the back. I had a little Cabbage Patch, and I had a little car seat. And I'd be like, shh, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did that as a kid, but I saw our kids do that a lot.
Yeah, because I taught them that.
Well, good for you.
Because I loved
Here's how to make a chair car.
A chair car. That was the best. Chair cars.
I made a lot of forts, lots of fort building.
What were you pretending
indoor
to be?
Indoor and outdoor forts in a fort.
That wasn't like a particular job or anything you were pretending.
I wasn't like, let's construct a fort. No, I was like, let's build a fort. I'm going to hang out in a fort.
There was a story I read of, I saw this question online, and so I was reading some of the answers. This guy always wanted to be a garbage man. And so when they would go to the grocery store, he would stand on the front of the cart like the guys used to stand on the back
That's so funny.
of the trucks and pretended to be the garbage man.
Yeah.
I think that's so clever.
It
like,
is
man,
good.
I never did that. That would have been so cool.
Like, I'm the garbage man. Did you ever ride on the bottom of the cart?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, down there in the finger crush zone?
Yeah.
That's a dangerous. Yeah. and you had long hair, so you were in the hair around the tire finger crush zone.
That didn't
Not
ever
safe.
happen, but
no, I know.
I
But
did do that.
makes me sort of get the heebie-jeebies
Yeah.
thinking about the potential of that happening.
Nobody does that now.
Mm-mm.
It's too dangerous.
No. I haven't seen a kid riding on the bottom of the cart in a long
That's
time.
what I just said.
No,
You
I
don't
know.
see that
But there's no like sign that says kids can't ride there.
because
Listen up, kids.
we did that and we know the dangers
know.
of it.
I'd
And
be
we're
like,
the parents now that are like,
I would not let my kids down there. I'd be like, no. But we also, you used to put your hands down and they'd scoot across the whole floor. Like, that's filthy.
that is gross.
What were we doing? Building up an immune system. That's what. Tell you. Yuck.
I also loved, the picnic table was my stage.
You've talked about
I
that.
have talked about this a lot, but I wanted to be a performer.
Look at you now.
Look at me now.
Look at you now. Perform. Entertain.
I was singing. I was dancing.
This is just your big picnic table.
If the neighbors ever looked out the window, they were
Mhm.
like, oh, that she's performing again.
Back up there. She must have finished making plum leaf soup.
I did that too.
I know.
Yes.
I know. Plum leaf soup in the tent
No,
trailer.
it wasn't leaves. It was just plum soup.
You just used
The
plums.
leaves were our money.
Oh, my
Yeah.
fault.
So we would pick plums from the plum tree, put it in water.
Yeah. Did you
delicious,
mush them up or just
delicious.
float them around?
Float them around.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because we weren't allowed to have knives.
No, I didn't say cut them up. I said mush them up.
Oh, no. Ew. No. Delicious plum soup.
I bought with my leaf money.
I want to
great.
be a kid again.
Did you have you've talked also about your bike? You had a drive-through kind of loop thing.
Yes.
See? I know all the
And
things.
there was a fence post, and that's
Yeah.
where I would stop and get gas.
Fill
her up, Johnny.
Way to have an imagination. Who's Johnny?
Oh, he was the gas station attendant.
Yeah?
Yep.
Fill her up, Johnny. What are you from the 20s, 40s? What are we doing? Hey, Johnny, fill her up.
Bling, bling,
Yeah.
bling, bling. I'll take the regular, please.
Yeah. No lead for me today. Bling, bling. Here's my leaf money.
Oh, gas was always free. I never paid
Oh,
for
that's
gas.
great. Look at you. What an economy you had in your imagination.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Leaf money, plum soup, free gas,
I know.
and a stage to perform on anytime
With
you
an
want.
endless amount of an audience. And they all loved me. I always got applause.
Did you bring your toys out and set them on chairs to watch?
No, I never did that. But I did take, my Barbies always had an adventure in the backyard.
Cool.
They went skiing sometimes.
Wow, you didn't even have a ski hill.
No.
Where'd they ski?
Oh, when it was snowy, they would go ski
Ah.
because she had a set of skis.
How long did you play outside? 5 minutes?
No,
10?
I was always outside.
No, in the winter
Oh, never.
when they were skiing.
Oh, maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
And
get them all bundled up, and then you're like, no, I'm going back inside.
No,
you're not an outside lady when it comes to snow. Thing I know.
We've had enough ski time, Barbie.
Yeah, let's go inside the lodge. It's warm there.
Plus, also, she had skis, but Ken didn't have skis, and so she just went skiing alone.
Yeah,
sad.
Sort of like my life.
It's fine.
Sad.
You have friends.
But I ski alone.
You don't need me to ski. You would be skiing alone anyway if I went with you because I'd be so slow. I'd be holding you up. You'd be so bored.
Till you got good at it after practicing for a couple years.
I'm not going to do that.
No, I know. I'm aware. I have got a lot of gardening on my mind, I tell you. I was talking about it at breakfast yesterday with our friends in Utah, and I'm going back and forth with all of these different ideas of things that I want to do to the backyard. So much stuff. And in the process of kind of talking about stuff, we were talking about different things that you can grow, and we're talking about sustainable landscape and all of these different things, and fruit trees and vegetable gardens and all this.
And his yard is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It is very much
an ecosystem.
It's absolutely
wild.
Is. A conservation.
Yeah. So I'm trying to
sanctuary.
Embody some of that into our yard. And I'm clicking around the internet. EastIdahoNews.com has a whole thing about propagating your own grapevines, which we were talking about grapes, because you can grow grapes in East Idaho. He's growing grapes in Salt Lake. Like, you can grow grapes. And there's a whole rundown on exactly how to get some starts from somebody who grows grapes. I know someone. And how to plant them so that you can start growing vines right away and start getting grapes going. Which I'm all about.
Then you could have grapes whenever you want. Plus, you can have grape juice. Plus, you can make smoothies.
Yeah, there's lots of things you can do with grapes and fruit trees and vegetables and all that. In the garden is the section on EastIdahoNews.com. It's become one of my favorite stops each week because they have a new article every week. And I've pulled up the past 3 weeks. I've been like, there's stuff in here I need to know. And how to propagate your own grapevines is the article from today. But it's perfect. Like, it's really cool. Like, I want to go back to Utah and get some starts from him and get ready to propagate.
Probably too soon.
Well, it does say they kind of talk about, like, if you wait until the ground thaws, you can set your cuttings in the ground. If you want to start ahead of time, you can put them into some pots and start that whole process. But anyway, there's a couple of different things on here. It kind of talks about the things you need to do, how to cut them, how to plant them, how to maintain soil moisture levels, like all of that. It's really important when you're trying to do these starts for grapevines, but you can grow grapes in East Idaho.
You have big ideas. You really do. I'm here for it.
I do.
You want to do a greenhouse. You want to do some grapes. You want to do some fruit trees.
I kind of backed off on the greenhouse thing.
Why?
Well, because climate-wise, it didn't seem realistic.
Okay.
And maybe in the garden, EastIdahoNews.com could step up and give me some background on some greenhouse stuff. But because our temperatures get so cold, essentially during, if you were going to try and do starts early or any of that kind of stuff, it still gets too cold. And unless you heat your greenhouse, you're going to not have the maximum benefits during the colder months. So it becomes sort of a way to protect things from frost more than anything. And so then I'm thinking, well, maybe I could just get away with a shed, because part of that is I want to do a potting station. And then the other part is to be able to do some garden storage, but then also be able to do some starts and some different things like that. But I'm just trying to figure out what I want.
You want to do a compost area?
Oh, I'm absolutely doing a compost this year. Okay. The compost is happening.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. There's a lot going on in my brain. There's a lot of things going. At one point, we were like, let's just get rid of the grass.
I'm still all for that.
Yeah.
The grass in our backyard isn't good anyway.
Yeah.
It's all just crabgrass.
It is.
So, and thistle.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just plant Russian sage.
Yeah. Make little climatic
and
whatever
then we'll get all the
ecosystem
birds and
zones.
the hummingbirds.
I know. That's
fine by me.
I know.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to mow.
Well, I'll still have the front yard. But that's so small. Like, oh, that'd be great.
That would be so great.
I know. Anyway, go check out eastidahonews.com if you're interested in growing your own grapes.
I am interested.
They do have a whole thing about how to get started on growing your own grapes.
We went out to a lovely dinner with some friends over the weekend, and then we went to see a show. And then in the middle of the show, I went, we didn't pay for dinner. Who paid for dinner?
You seriously, you looked at me and said, we paid for dinner, right? To which, listen, look, I don't know who you think we are, but never would I ever be like, yeah, we totally got away with sneaking out.
I know.
Paying.
I'm not that person either, but I did not pay. I went to the restroom. I came out.
Yeah,
we all grabbed our coats and left.
Yeah, you and your friend went to the restroom while you guys were gone. The rest of us paid bills and took care of everything. And then you guys got back and we grabbed coats and we were like, let's go to the show.
For maybe 2 minutes of the show that we were watching, I went, I can't concentrate. I have no idea what's going on because I don't think we paid for our bill at dinner.
We absolutely.
And then I went, there's no way that 6 of us could have left that restaurant without paying. And then I went, who paid for dinner? Like, I didn't want other people in our party to have paid for us because we splurged a little.
I know. We did appetizers and I know. It's a whole thing.
So I didn't. Like, that would have been nice, but I don't want somebody else to have paid for our dinner.
No, I paid for our dinner.
So I went,
it was just fine.
Josh, did we pay for dinner? I tapped you on the shoulder and you leaned over and I said, did we pay for dinner?
Yeah. Taken care of.
Phew. Now I can get back to the show.
Yeah. Settle down. It's okay. No, we did not dine and dash.
And that was a good an hour and a half at least after we had eaten. Yeah,
it was a decent amount of time before, like, a while before you went, hey,
thanks for taking care of that.
Did we,
Josh?
What happened though is I forgot that I wanted to order dessert. They had donuts on the menu, and I thought maybe having a little mini donut after dinner would be pretty cool. But I totally forgot about that, and so I didn't get my dessert, which I was a little bummed out about. But, well.
Sorry about that.
It was expensive enough without dessert.
It was expensive, but worth it because it was, so
very,
good.
Very good. I got the Reuben. I get to have this delicious Reuben
Cuban.
Cuban.
You got Cuban.
The Cuban, not the Reuben. The Cuban. See how I could be confused.
What did I get? I got
you had what did you have?
It was like a grilled cheese, but I can't remember.
Oh yeah, with the shredded like short ribs.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
short rib
grilled cheese. Yeah, come
on.
I know. Talk about some food. Holy cow! And then that cauliflower, like we had the hot with Nashville hot cauliflower. Oh man.
We paid for it.
I know. I paid the bill.
Good job, Josh.
Yeah, it's taken care of.
We went to lunch at Houston Hot Chicken.
Yeah, we got to get one of those in East Idaho. That place was
good.
Delicious.
Now, I got this thing called fusion fries, where it was a bed of fries, and then you put chicken nuggets on top, breaded chicken nuggets.
At a different spice level that you want. Yeah, sure.
And I picked a level...
Spicy.
I guess that was the level.
Which
it
was
wasn't
like
numbers, right?
3 or 4 from the top. I did the same thing for my sandwich. It was hot.
It was spicy.
It was so good.
The woman checking me out when she said, "What do you want your spice level?" I said, "Oh, I'll go spicy." And she went,
"Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?"
And I went, "Girl, I can handle this." Turns out I could not handle it.
Yeah, you were eating and you were like, the temperature's hot and also it's spicy.
I did this.
You said my nose is running. You were having a hard time eating your lunch, but then the fusion fries had mangoes on them.
Yes,
and some sort of
like a corn salsa.
Well, but there was the corn. Oh, I don't know how I feel about the corn.
I love it.
I know you do. But I was talking about like that creamy, ranchy kind of sauce that was on there. Oh,
yes.
Which looked nice.
It was good.
And did that help cool it off at all?
The fries helped cool it off, yeah. So I ended up eating a lot of the fries.
It was the fries and the glass of water that I was like, this is what's going to save me right now because this sandwich is hot. Mine had like a melted cheese, but then it also had they put coleslaw stuff on it and pickles. Oh man, was it good?
Yeah, mine was so good. good.
So
I
listen,
had to eat 8 fries to combat the heat from one little nugget.
one bite of food, and then you had to eat a bunch of fries. What I would like to see happen, and I don't know who's in charge of bringing restaurants to East Idaho, but whoever that is, if you're listening now, we need a Houston hot chicken. That place was awesome.
It was, as the kids say, banging.
Is that what they say?
I think so.
I don't know if they say that, but whoever's in charge of bringing the places, put that on your list.
It was
that place
rocking.
was delicious. So good.
But next time I'll get a lower spice level.
You will?
Because it was a bit much for me.
I'll
like
stay
spice.
in that same realm.
I just didn't want to do this all day.
You only did it while you were eating for a little while. Then you were okay.
You said, I said, how did you eat so fast? It was so hot. And you said, oh, I just pushed myself through the pain.
I did. I said I just have to push through. I had to push through. I just went for it. I was trying to see if these guys are a franchise.
You ate it in one go.
Yeah, they are. So you could look, whoever is in charge of this, figure out how to bring a Houston hot chicken. I need that in my life without having to drive all the way to Utah to get it.
It was so good.
It is really
spicy.
good.
It was too spicy.
You'll be okay. Is that the closest location? Now I'm trying to look. Come on. Location nearest you is the one we ate at in Salt Lake.
Darn.
Yeah. Yep, that's the closest one. So bring that to me. Bring that to me.
Did you?
Did I what?
Never mind.
No, what?
Did you tell the checkout lady that it was too spicy for me when you got my to-go container?
No, I did not.
Oh, phew. Emery is in an art class, and she sent us a text last week when she was in class, and she said, my art teacher got mad at me for staring at my painting because I was trying to figure out how to shade it right. She walked up and said, are you adding values or just staring at it? First of all, I don't know what adding values means.
Oh.
I'm not an artist.
That's okay.
I don't know. What is adding values?
Well,
mean?
she was working, so values are going to be different levels of
shading.
Different depths of. Sure, shading is adding value. Anything that you're doing, color wise, like all of that is like your lightness and darkness and when you're working in color, it's a little like if you're working in a black and white, you would have values of gray from white to black, and everything in between is a different value. And the same is true in color, but when you're working in color, you don't add like black, you add darker saturation, or do you know what I'm saying? So she's looking at her art piece and she's going, I'm trying to figure out where to add value or how to add value. Like she's processing when the teacher walked by and said, are you just going to stare at it or are you going to add some value? Which was interesting because as you interpreted value, you were like, it's a good painting. It's a value. It has value. Like it wasn't like it's worth.
No, that's not how I interpreted it.
But that's what you said in the car, which I thought was funny. You were like, no, it's a good painting.
It was just a joke.
No, I get it. I know. But there's, blending and there's all, like, it just depends on your art style too. Because if you're doing, like the dot art, you would add more dots to make that area darker. If you were doing, a line thing with hatching or cross hatching, you would do that kind of thing in those areas to add depth and darker values. Anyway, she was in the process of going through that when the teacher said, are you going to just look at it? Her reaction was, what did she say?
She said, quote, like, girl, what?
Like, girl, what?
What?
Girl,
okay,
what?
Let's be clear. She did not say this to her teacher. And
well, no.
I would have been so upset with her if she had disrespected her teacher that way. But to
it
us.
It was very, very like, what?
Like girl,
I'm thinking,
what?
Girl, what? I just think that's a funny little attitude to have about it. Like, hey, I'm in the middle of my process. Girl, what?
Girl, what? Also, every text these days is in caps. And that's what
that's yelling, is it not?
Yeah, but it's everything.
Is she yelling about
no, she's
everything?
Not yelling. I think that's just how they communicate these days. Everything is in caps.
Or is that just she's trying to emphasize, like, this is a big thing. I'm like a big emotion. Because then everything's just mellow, mellow, mellow. Big emotion. Like, girl, what? And then back to, like, it's our... But everything she's sending us, she's including big emotion. Like, I think I failed this test. Did that have big emotion? Because then when she got the test back and she got 100% on it, then she was like, what? Look at this.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Right.
I'm going to fail this test.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
mind.
she gets 100%. She's crazy.
Get out of here.
She's like, I don't know chemistry. I totally bombed that. And then she gets 100%. Oh, come on.
19 out of 19. No big deal.
Yeah. Come on.
No biggie.
Anyway, she's going through it.
She is in teenager. You dumb.
She's in high school. Teenagerdom?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
D-O-M.
I didn't. I missed what you said, so I was just trying to go back and hear it again. Huh? What?
Don't worry about it.
What?
Let's talk about small daily things in your life that make you irrationally angry.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Oh no. What did I do?
No, you didn't do anything.
Okay.
The utensil drawer, however.
Oh, that thing. There is no proper organization for that.
There is not.
Because there's too many things that are different shapes and the drawer isn't deep enough.
Sometimes these people who build their fancy houses will make it so that there's like an insert for each of the ladles and the pizza cutter and the ice cream scoop. Those people have the right idea, but I don't have that house.
No.
And I don't have that idea. So I just have a regular drawer.
Yeah.
There's no organization. Everything's just thrown in there. And when I try to open it and something gets stuck,
yeah, I get it. That's something to be mad about. Or it's worse when you, like, opening it and not being able to open it is frustrating. But when you go to close it and a spatula flipped over while you had it open and it bends and pushes the drawer back open, that I think is worse.
Really? I disagree. That's bad, but not worse. Just open.
Okay.
Your one job is to open. Open. Let me get the pizza cutter out. That drives me crazy. Do you have one?
That's a good one. That is a good one. I would say in here, when I walk in to try and sit down and focus and do my job and stuff isn't necessarily where I left it, or things are missing, or like just little things like that. Like, it's not substantial. It's completely
irrational.
It is irrational for me to be upset. But if I go like, where is the thing I left? Or why is this over here? Or this is gone. Where did it go?
Yeah.
Who took the thing without saying, hey, can I borrow that?
Right.
Stuff like that. Or didn't put it back after they used it or whatever.
Take
like
it,
that, I'm
but
like,
put it
dude.
back.
Yeah.
That happens at home a lot. Can't ever find the scissors. Put the scissors back.
Or the nail clippers. The nail clippers have been the latest thing. So what happened is you got your own nail clippers. And I have, or did you just replace the ones in the bathroom?
I replaced the ones in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then guess what?
Are they missing
I found the
again?
ones that were lost.
Where were they?
They were tucked back.
Oh.
On the side. Like, they go in the drawer, but they were tucked on the side. And I went, were they there the whole time, or did somebody sneak those back over there?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Another thing is toilet paper rolls.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that at
We've
length.
talked about it. It's my life.
Constant.
They get it out and they put it on the counter.
Yeah. And we don't have a large enough vanity in the upstairs bathroom to deal with that. So, yeah.
Put it on the roll. Another one is if you're walking out the door and your sweater gets caught on the door handle or your
had
purse.
That happen. Yeah.
And so you get jerked
Not my
back a little
purse,
bit.
but I have had my jacket get caught on the doorknob. I hate that.
I don't.
You know what else? You know what else I don't like?
What?
Touch and gross stuff that I don't expect.
Ugh.
Like the fridge handle.
Ugh.
Or whatever. Like, I went to close the door to the studio and there's a piece of tape that I didn't notice until I went to close the door and I tried picking at it. I got to get after it today. It's driving me crazy. For some reason, it's right where my hand goes. There's a piece of tape, like just Scotch tape, and it's really on that door.
You got to get after it.
I do. I can't stand it. I go to shut the door and I'm like, nah, there's that tape again. So I'm not happy about that.
Gum chewers?
Can we talk about chewing in general? Because misophonia came up over the weekend.
Did it?
Well, there's a toddler running around at our friend's house, and he was snacking, and he was having some crackers or something, and he was crawling all over you, and it was fun and it was exciting, and then he was like, I'm gonna sit on this guy's lap. So he pulls up my knee and he's sitting there and he's just.
I didn't even notice.
I know.
Any of this.
I think you had left the room when we were still sitting at the kitchen table, just socializing and stuff. And anyway, and yeah, he was Ethan was having some crackers, which he was totally cool with, and I was okay with because I wasn't trying to concentrate. I was just having conversation, but his crunching was on point. So there was a tiny hint of it, but I was fine. I was totally good. Like you're just eating your crackers. I have no problems. It was chips. It was because we were having chips and salsa. That's what was going on. It was chips. He was having chips. So they were real crunchy. But yeah, gum chewing or that little thing where they put the air bubbles in it and then bite on them and goes click, 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 click. Why do people do that?
I don't know.
No one in your vicinity enjoys that.
No one.
Not a single person.
Nope. And we all quietly are yelling at you under our breath.
I don't like that noise. Whatever that is, whoever started doing that, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. That little like turned your gum into bubble wrap and you're biting it. Hey, it's bubble wrap appreciation day today.
Every now and then you'll hear a little pop, 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 and you go. It's cool.
What you doing with your pen?
It's cool. Everything's cool.
I don't think it's cool.
It's not cool.
A little, would you rather this or that?
Would you rather have bananas for fingers?
Oh, here we go with the hands and toes again. What's up? Bananas for fingers, okay?
Or bread for feet?
Yeah, come on. What?
I think. Okay, let me clarify some things. The bananas are not brown. They're going to be not green either.
They're perfect ripe. You have perfect ripe banana fingers.
But they're not going to be like when they're a little bit green, they're a little bit
firm.
More firm, yeah.
No, I understand.
So it's going
to be complicated to use. I get it.
Okay.
I totally understand what you're saying.
And then bread.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if you should have bread toes. Or if it's just going to be the shape of the bread.
Your toes stick out of the loaf.
Oh, are you going to have a loaf of bread or just one slice of bread?
I assumed it was a loaf.
Oh, I was just thinking it just a slice.
I thought I had a loaf of bread feet and then my toes stuck out. That's what I saw in my head when you said bread feet.
I was thinking a slice of bread. Which would you prefer? A slice
I'd rather
of bread
have
or a loaf of bread?
I'd rather have a loaf of bread feet than a slice of bread feet.
I'm going to go with a slice of bread.
That's ridiculous. Like a duck foot, but it's a slice of bread.
But then do you have your toes sticking out of your slice of bread or do you have bread toes?
This is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but that's the whole point, isn't it? Because...
Okay, here's another question.
Okay.
Do these things get progressively worse? Do they perish? They are perishable items. Do they perish as you have them and regenerate? Or is it like they just stay in that state?
They just stay in that state. So the bread doesn't ever get moldy. Your bananas never ripen. So they stay in that state.
Well, I'm going with bread feet no matter what.
Me too.
Because I've got to be able to use them hands.
I don't want banana fingers. Oh, here comes banana fingers.
Oh, here comes old banana fingers, they'd say.
Oh, ridiculous.
Earlier this morning, I guess it was. I'm trying to find out the time. It's been about an hour ago. There was a 3.8 magnitude earthquake just outside of York, Maine. They felt it in Boston, parts of Vermont, and I'm trying to see where else in the map. They're saying that people in New Jersey may have felt a little bit of rattling. Yeah. So all over New England, from Boston all the way to Portland, Maine, they've been feeling this 3.8 magnitude earthquake just off the coast. About an hour ago is when it happened. I don't know if there have been. I'm trying to see if there have been earthquakes in that area before or since when, but it seems like it's a little bit harder for me to find that information. But yeah, there was indeed an earthquake. Oh, when was this one?
There was another one
in
Maine?
I'm trying to find this one. This one was.
I'm looking at it
on the 26th. Yesterday, there was a small 3.0 earthquake in Little America, Wyoming, which is just it's the southwest corner of Wyoming, just above Utah. So I did not know that happened yesterday. But this one, there's a much larger population in that area, I assume, and so that earthquake that happened an hour ago is making some big headlines. But anyway,
that's kind of crazy that it happened in Maine and they felt it all the way in Jersey.
Well, it was just off the coast too, so it was actually out in the ocean, out in the Atlantic is where it happened.
Okay,
and so I imagine it carries, inward like that. But yeah, they felt it in Boston, in New Hampshire, and Vermont, and obviously in Maine. They felt it, but there were some people in New Jersey that were saying, "Hey, we felt it down here," which would indicate that it did hit part of. Long Island in New York as well. So anyway, USGS has a bunch of information if you're curious about looking into it. I've not heard of like big damages or anything like that happening, at least so far. A lot of people talking about, I felt it, but it was a 3.8, so I don't know that that's necessarily huge on a scale of 10, which is the the worst you could
highest,
have. Yeah. And there's never been a 10. It looked like there was back in the 60s, there was a 9.5 in Chile, and that's been the strongest ever reported. And that fault line that it hit in Chile was over 1,000 miles long. So
oh my gosh.
That thing probably was a big deal.
In the 60s?
I think it was 1960, yeah, as I was looking around.
Scary.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. A 9.5. I bet that did some major damage across 1,000 miles. Yeah. That's just wild. But anyway, the just so you know, that is happening. If you know some folks in the area, maybe just check on them and just see how everybody's doing. Because they did have a little shaking in your boots situation in Maine about an hour ago. So that's going to wrap up our show for today. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early on a Tuesday. What else is going on? Anything special today?
I think that's it for today.
All right, cool.
Just a regular old Monday.
Awesome. Well, have a great rest of your day.
One.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Stay warm.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good. Take it easy.
Hey, have a good one.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Wake Up Classy 97 is hosted by Josh and Chantel Tyler and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.